My name is Amy Creason, and I am the volunteer event organizer for the annual St. Baldricks Day head shaving event in Winston-Salem. The St. Baldricks organization started in 2005. In Winston-Salem, we started our first head shaving event in 2007 down at Finnegan's Wake. I started working at Finnegan's Wake, thankfully, and got involved just helping out with the event in 2013. Is the first year I decided to shave my head and really got passionately involved in the event. In 2016 is when I actually took over as the volunteer event coordinator. So coming up on this year, we will be in our 20th year of doing St. Baldricks in downtown Winston-Salem, and this will be my 10th year as the volunteer event coordinator. In 2007, I was blessed and fortunate to go on a cross-country trip with 7 fathers whose children were all battling neuroblastoma, which is a very rare brain cancer. And I was chosen to go with them so that I could kind of be the media liaison and get different news organizations involved. But all these dads were told, hey, we think that we've got this treatment that could really help your kid, but we need $3 to $5 million to even get the clinical trials started, and we don't have that. And so they said, well, we're gonna do something about it. And they decided to cycle bikes, ride their bikes from Sacramento, California to Washington, D.C., and stop at every major children's hospital along the way. And so I was just so fortunate to go with them and document their ride and kind of get as many people involved along the way to help raise more money, which I believe we ended up raising around $1.8 million specifically for this treatment for neuroblastoma. And along the way, you know, but prior to this, I really didn't know anything about childhood cancer, you know, other than it's awful. But I didn't really know the impact that it has and what it does to families. And, you know, it's not just the child who's going through it, but the parents who are going through it, the siblings who are going through it. There's just such a great impact to all of the different people who have to go through this horrible disease. And we stopped at children's hospitals all along the way and met these wonderful kids. And I expected it to be such a sad event. I expected to go into these hospitals and just be full of tears. And it was the opposite. I went into these hospitals and these kids just were happy, playing with toys, just the smiles on their faces, the genuine love of life on their faces really impacted me. It really just made me take a step back and think, wow, you think you've got it bad, or you think you're worried about whatever might be going on in your life. And then you see these kids and they are just running around joyous, but they're getting poked with needles all day. You know, they're having bone marrow transplants, they're taking chemotherapy, their hair is falling out, and they're just resilient. And they've just got a great, huge smile on their face. And so that really made me want to do more. So I was so fortunate to be on that trip. That was in 2007. And like I said, in 2013 is the first time I personally shaved my head. And I can just say to anyone, and especially any woman out there thinking about shaving their head, it's such a big identifying piece. I mean, right, I have giant curly hair. So people are always like, oh, Amy with the curly hair. And so when you take that away, you really almost get down to, for me anyway, what felt like the core of who you are. And I think about these little kids their hair hasn't even grown all the way in. You know, they've got 2, 3, 4 inches of hair, and then it all starts falling out. So they haven't even gotten to have that identity yet, and it's being stripped from them. So the thought of shaving our heads in solidarity for these kids and just showing them that type of support, for me, it was a no-brainer. And thankfully, after I did it, I was so happy. I was so happy with how I looked with a bald head, which I think that's the first thing you think about, like, oh goodness, what am I gonna look like with a bald head? Well, every woman who's ever shaved their head at our event, and we've had lots, we usually have at least 15 or 20 every year, which I'm always so thrilled by, but they all look amazing. The eyes light up, the jawline, the bone structure, it's so impressive to see what it feels like and what it looks like and how powerful it feels to shave your head, and especially do it for such an amazing reason. And this year, the 20th anniversary, I am shaving again. And I'm very excited to be shaving this year because I'm gonna shave with my family. So my husband, who doesn't have much hair on the top of his head, but he's growing a pretty lengthy beard, is gonna shave. And then my two sons, who are 5 and 8 right now, are both gonna shave with me. So I'm really excited just to have that experience as a family and, you know, really help teach them, you know, why we're doing this and how fortunate we are to have our health. Because at the end of the day, as long as you've got your health, you've got a lot more than these kids have. It's a great way just right here in our hometown in Winston, and people come from all over, thankfully, but right here in Winston, to be able to get involved, do something fun, do something different, and do something brave. You know, these kids are brave. Every day, they're brave. And we're just asking, hey, be brave one day. Your hair's gonna grow back. For some of these kids, theirs isn't. And that's the real plain, sad truth of it. We have one person who shaves every year, and she's awesome. She's been shaving for a really long time because she lost someone close to her. And every time she goes bald, she has a little tattoo on her head. So you only see it when she gets to shave, and it says, hair grows back, kids don't. And that's just such a powerful thing to think about.